Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching and please like and subscribe. Evan's mind felt heavy, like someone had placed a large stone inside his skull. His eyelids were stuck together. His breathing was slow and uneasy. When he finally forced his eyes open, he found himself lying on a smooth, glowing surface. The ground looked like soft blue glass, warm and shining as if it held its own light. The sky above him was purple, mixed with streaks of gold, as if the sun had decided to change color. He blinked. Once, twice. His heart began to pound. "This is not Earth," he whispered to himself. Before he could sit up, he felt a strange pressure in the air around him. Someone was nearby. No, not someone. Many someones. He slowly turned his head, and his breath got stuck in his throat. 5 tall alien women stood in a circle around him. They were beautiful in a way that made his mind freeze for a moment. Their skin looked like smooth metal touched by morning sunlight. Glowing lines ran across their arms and necks like living tattoos. Their silver eyes reflected the sky. Their hair flowed like liquid light, white, blue, silver, gently moving as if floating underwater. Evan stared at them, unsure if he should scream, run, or pretend to be dead. One alien woman leaned slightly forward. Her eyes narrowed with curiosity. Evan's brain lost control for a second. Are alien girls always this sexy?" he blurted out. The words escaped before he could catch them. The alien women looked at him with wide eyes. One of them covered her mouth, clearly trying not to laugh. Another raised an eyebrow. The tallest one, her hair shining like silver fire, took a slow step toward him. Her voice was calm, deep, and musical. "The human is awake. Good. This confirms the signs." Evan pushed himself up quickly. "Wait, hold on, what signs? Where am I? And why are all of you staring at me like I'm a strange fruit?" The tall alien woman didn't answer. Instead, she nodded to the others. 2 of them approached and lifted him gently by his arms. Their touch was soft but firm. They were strong, much stronger than any human woman he had ever met. They guided him forward with careful motions. He didn't resist. Running didn't seem like a smart idea here. As they walked, Evan looked around. The glowing ground stretched far into the distance, leading to a floating city made of crystal towers. Bridges hung in the air without support beams. Waterfalls fell upward into the sky. Strange bird-like creatures flew above, leaving trails of gold dust behind them. Everything looked like a dream mixed with a science fiction movie. The alien women led him into the city. Other alien women, no men anywhere, stopped in their tracks and stared at him. Some whispered behind their hands. Some bowed. Others stepped back as if he was dangerous. "This is getting weird," Evan whispered to himself. The leader finally spoke again. "Our people have waited for you." Evan blinked hard. "Waited? For me? I think you're confusing me with someone who knows what's going on." The leader ignored his panic. "Come, there is something you must see." She led him inside a grand building decorated with glowing symbols and carvings. The walls were tall and made of clear crystal that reflected the sky. They walked deeper until they reached a chamber with one simple object, a large glowing orb floating in the center. Around the room, carved into the crystal walls, were pictures, ancient scenes. Battles, warriors, a strange beast, a lone human figure standing beside alien soldiers. Evan stared. The human in the carvings looked almost exactly like him. Same face shape, same jawline, same eyes. "Okay," he said, stepping back. "This is too much. That looks like me, but I've never been here. I don't even like leaving my own house unless I have to." The tall alien woman stepped forward. "My name is Zyra. I am commander of the Serenari Guardians. And you, human, may be the descendant of the man who saved our world 300 years ago." Evan laughed nervously. "I fix machines for a living. I barely passed high school physics. I'm not a hero." Zyra's face stayed calm. "Your ancestor promised he would return through his blood. The signs told us today would be the day." The sky changed color. The ground warmed. "And then, you appeared." Evan pointed at himself with a shaky finger. "You think I magically fell from space?" Zyra nodded once. Evan's voice rose. "Look, lady, if I fell from space, I'd be very dead. I probably wouldn't even have skin." The alien women looked at each other, confused by his panic. Zyra raised her hand, pointing at the glowing orb. "This is the memory core," she said. "Touch it. If you are truly his descendant, it will show us." Evan swallowed hard. His instincts screamed at him to run. But he saw how serious they all were. And he felt something inside him, a strange pull toward the orb, like something was calling him. Slowly, he stepped forward. He reached out. His fingers touched the warm, glowing surface. The world exploded in white light. Evan fell to his knees, gripping his head as images flooded into his mind. Flashes of battles, alien cities burning, a strong human man fighting alongside the Serenari, a promise spoken in a language he somehow understood, and a dark enemy rising again from the void. Voices echoed inside his skull. The bloodline returns. The gift awakens. The danger rises. The orb cracked loudly. Light spilled out like water. Zyra shouted, "STEP back." Evan could not move. His whole body shook as glowing lines appeared on his skin, thin, bright patterns that matched the alien women's tattoos. Then everything went silent. Evan collapsed onto the floor, gasping for air. Zyra rushed to him. "It is true. You carry the power." Evan looked at his glowing hands. What did you do to me?" "We did nothing," Zyra said softly. "The gift that slept within you has awakened." Evan closed his eyes. He felt dizzy, lost, terrified. Nothing would ever be normal again. The training begins the next morning. Evan woke in a large room with walls made of soft light. His body felt heavy, but the glowing lines on his skin had dimmed. Zyra stood by the door, watching him. "You should eat," she said. "You will need strength." Evan reluctantly followed her to an open arena. Alien warriors trained with glowing staffs, moving with speed and grace. When Evan entered, they stopped and bowed their heads. He swallowed. "This still feels like a mistake." Zyra shook her head. "No, you have a power called resonance. It lets you use the energy of our world. Only your ancestor had this ability." "But I don't know how to use it," Evan said. "Then you will learn." She guided him to a glowing circle on the ground. "Stand here and close your eyes." Evan obeyed. At first, he felt nothing but fear. Then slowly, he felt warmth. It spread through his chest, arms, legs, fingertips. The ground under him glowed brighter. He felt the world breathing with him, as if everything was connected. Zyra nodded. "Good. Very good." Evan opened his eyes. "This feels strange." "You will get used to it," Zyra said. "But the enemy is coming. You must learn fast." He wanted to ask more questions. But then the sky flashed red. A loud alarm rang across the city. Alien ships lifted into the air. Warriors ran across the bridges. The towers flashed with warning lights. Zyra's eyes darkened. "They're here." The enemy attack. Evan followed Zyra to a high tower. From there, he saw massive black ships filling the sky. Their dark metal seemed to drink in the light around them. They moved slowly, like giant shadows sliding toward the city. Zyra raised her staff. A glowing shield formed over the city like a bubble of light. The enemy ships fired. The shield shook. Cracks spread across it. Zyra gritted her teeth. "I cannot hold it alone." Evan took a deep breath. He had no idea what he was doing. But he knew he had to try. "I'll help," he said. "You are not ready," Zyra warned. Evan stepped forward anyway. "If I don't try, we'll all die." He placed his hands on the edge of the tower. The glowing lines on his skin brightened. The shield flickered, then grew stronger, 10 times stronger. Zyra stared in shock. Incredible, but the biggest enemy ship charged a huge beam of dark energy. When it fired, the blast hit the shield with unbelievable force. Evan felt the impact rush through his body like fire. He shouted as he pushed more energy out. The ground shook. The sky flashed. The shield broke, then rebuilt itself even stronger. Evan screamed in pain but didn't let go. Finally, the enemy beam faded. The black ships hesitated. Serenari fighters used the moment to strike. The enemy ships retreated into the darkness. Evan collapsed. Zyra caught him. "You saved us," she whispered. Aftermath. Evan woke in a healing chamber. Soft light washed over his body. Zyra sat beside him. "You almost died," she said. "But you saved our world. Will they come back?" Evan asked. "Yes," Zyra said. "But now we will prepare. And we want you to stay with us." Evan looked around the glowing room. Then out the window at the alien people walking and smiling again. He nodded. "All right, I'll stay." Zyra smiled softly. "We are grateful." Evan grinned weakly. "So, are alien girls always this sexy, or am I just lucky?" Zyra laughed quietly. "You are lucky, human. Very lucky. And for the first time since he arrived on this strange world." Evan felt like he truly belonged.